in the quiet corners of your digital world, nestled perhaps in an old email folder or buried deep in internet archives, lies a 27-second video that changed everything. Tonight, let's take a gentle journey through a story that begins not with algorithms or social media, but with a frustrated office worker and a simple business demonstration. Close your eyes and imagine. What if I told you that the very concept of going viral began not with a carefully crafted marketing campaign, but with a shipping manager in Colorado who agreed to pretend to destroy a computer? Tonight, we explore how a simple human impulse, the desire to share something remarkable, grew into the phenomenon that shapes how we communicate today. A tale that unfolds like a gentle stream, beginning in the primitive internet of the 1990s and flowing toward the connected world we know today. We'll discover how a dancing baby captured hearts, how a moment of computer rage became internet legend, and how humanity learned to share experiences in ways that would transform culture itself. What if the blueprint for every viral video you've ever shared was accidentally created by a small tech company trying to sell security cameras? This is the untold story of the first viral video. So settle in, breathe deeply, and let the warm glow of digital history guide you through the dawn of viral culture. This is a story about connection, creativity, and the beautiful accidents that happen when technology meets human nature. Picture, if you will, the year 1995, a time when the internet was still a whispered promise rather than a daily reality. Most computers sat alone, unconnected to the vast network that would soon transform human communication. Imagine trying to send a 30-second clip to a friend. First, you would compress it into a format small enough to transfer, a process that might take hours on the primitive computers of the time. The World Wide Web was barely 4 years old, a curious experiment that few people truly understood. If your connection dropped, which happened frequently, you would start all over again, like a digital Sisyphus pushing his boulder up an endless hill. In this quiet digital dawn, sharing a video was an act of patience and dedication. If you wanted to share something remarkable, you had 3 choices. Email it directly to people you knew, post it on a bulletin board system, or burn it onto a CD and physically mail it to someone. During the Middle Ages, stories and rumors could travel across continents through networks of merchants and travelers, each person adding their own embellishments to the tale. People would climb tall poles and sit there for days, weeks, even months, drawing crowds and inspiring imitators across the country. Then came the upload. Watching progress bars crawl across your screen as your modem screeched and hissed, negotiating its connection through telephone lines. Because even then, people understood that something revolutionary was happening. All it needed was the right spark. We are sharing creatures. We always have been. We find something remarkable, and our first instinct is to show it to others. To say, "You have to see this." There was no YouTube to host your creation, no Facebook to share it, no Twitter to spread it across the world in minutes. This desire had been driving what we might call viral phenomena for centuries, long before electricity was even discovered. Yet even in this constrained world, humans found ways to share extraordinary things. Neither was trying to create viral content. Neither even knew such a thing was possible. One shared file at a time. The first film ever streamed over the internet was broadcast on May 22, 1993. Wax or the discovery of television among the bees. Due to bandwidth limitations, it played at just 2 frames per second instead of the standard 24. Viewers watched it in computer laboratories, squinting at pixelated images that barely resembled moving pictures. But they watched. The infrastructure was primitive, but the human desire to connect, to share experiences, to participate in something larger than ourselves was as strong as ever. In ancient Rome, soldiers used watchwords that spread through military camps like wildfire. In the 1920s, flagpole sitting became a nationwide craze, spreading through newspaper coverage and word of mouth. The mechanisms changed, but the fundamental human behavior remained constant. And in the mid-1990s, as personal computers became more common and internet connections more reliable, we were about to discover new ways to share that would transform human culture forever. The stage was set for something unprecedented. That spark would come from 2 unlikely sources: a small tech company in Colorado and a 3D animation created to demonstrate software capabilities. But they were about to change the world. Before we meet our frustrated office worker, we must first encounter the internet's true firstborn, a dancing baby that would accidentally launch the age of viral content with nothing more than a diaper and a cha-cha. The year is 1996. The World Wide Web is still finding its identity. Like a child learning to walk, they need sample files to demonstrate their product's capabilities. Simple animations that would show potential customers what their software could do. Most people have never heard the term viral video because it doesn't exist yet. He takes an existing dancing skeleton animation file and begins modifying it, adding various dance moves, an air guitar segment. They have a 3D model of a baby in a diaper, originally created for commercial use. What if, he wonders, they applied the dancing skeleton's movements to this baby model? This simple act of sharing, this moment of saying, "You have to see this," sets off a chain reaction that will define internet culture for decades to come. Shoulder shakes that would make any disco dancer proud. LucasArts employees forward it to friends. Those friends forward it to their friends, or at least everywhere that early internet users gather. This new format makes it easily shareable across websites and email attachments, overcoming the technical barriers that limited the original file. The file spreads through email inboxes like ripples on a pond, carrying with it a simple message of joy and wonder. He's immediately inundated with email requests for the file. Hundreds of people wanting to download this strange, wonderful creation. In the quiet offices of Kinetics, a division of Autodesk, software developers are working on Character Studio, a plugin for 3D animation software. The dancing baby becomes not just a viral video, but a platform for artistic expression, inspiring countless variations and parodies. Robert Lurai, an animator at Rhythm and Hues Studios, is hired to create these demonstrations. It appears as a recurring hallucination for the titular character, symbolizing her ticking biological clock and societal pressure to have children. Suddenly, this internet oddity is being discussed on talk shows, featured in news segments, referenced in popular culture. The dancing baby evolves from a single animation into a cultural movement. Meanwhile, at Unreal Pictures Inc., team member John Chadwick has an idea. The dancing baby succeeded not because of sophisticated marketing or algorithmic promotion. It succeeded because it tapped into something fundamental about human psychology. slightly unsettling, endlessly watchable, and above all, shareable. It made people want to show it to others, to be part of the experience, to participate in a collective moment of digital wonder. Too different from the cartoon-like Disney animations people are used to. The uncanny valley effect makes him uncomfortable. He discards it. The result is a file called sk_baby.max, like a digital seed waiting for the right conditions to grow. If only they could tap into that mysterious combination of novelty, emotion, and shareability. This strange, wonderful creation that has captured the internet's imagination. In a small office in Durango, Colorado, a tech company was about to create something that would build on the dancing baby's legacy and establish the visual language of viral videos for generations to come. A three-dimensional rendered infant wearing nothing but a diaper, performing a cha-cha dance with surprising enthusiasm and an expression of pure joy. Michael Gerard, one of the creators, initially finds the animation disturbing. It's too realistic, but the file survives. Software users around the world suddenly have access to this bizarre, captivating creation, and something magical begins to happen. There's something about this dancing baby that he can't ignore. It's hypnotic, endearing, slightly absurd. He decides to share it. When Character Studio is released in August 1996, the dancing baby animation is included as a sample file. Ron Lucier, an animator at LucasArts, discovers the file while exploring the software's capabilities. He posts it on a CompuServe internet forum as an AVI file and emails it to colleagues. The dancing baby begins its journey through the digital world like a benevolent spirit. But the real breakthrough comes when web developer John Woodall creates a compressed animated GIF version of the dancing baby. By 1997, the dancing baby is everywhere. Artist Rob Sheridan discovers the AVI file in a news group and adds it to the funny stuff section of his personal homepage. This overwhelming response prompts him to create the unofficial Dancing Baby homepage, one of the internet's first fan sites dedicated to viral content. This fan site becomes a hub for creativity and community. People create their own versions. A drunken baby, a Rasta baby, a samurai baby, a kung fu baby. Each remix adds something new to the phenomenon, like musicians jamming together, building on each other's ideas. Then something unprecedented happens. The dancing baby crosses over from internet curiosity to mainstream media phenomenon. David E. Kelley, creator of the television show Ally McBeal, encounters the animation in his office in 1997. He immediately knows he must incorporate it into his show. On January 5, 1998, the baby dances to the intro of Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Swede, creating an association between the song and the animation that persists to this day. The dancing baby has achieved something no digital content had ever accomplished before. It had gone truly, globally viral. But perhaps most importantly, it had demonstrated something profound about human nature in the digital age. It was unexpected. The dancing baby had accidentally created the template for viral content, showing that in the digital age, anyone could create something that captured the world's attention. As 1996 turned to 1997, the dancing baby continued its journey through cyberspace, preparing the ground for what would come next. They had no idea they were making history. They thought they were just making a business presentation. But with a simple business problem and a moment of inspired improvisation, it's 1996 in Durango, Colorado. a small mountain town better known for its scenic railway than its technology companies. A pioneering firm developing digital video recording technology for security camera systems. Picture this quiet office, surrounded by the peaceful mountains of southwestern Colorado, where a small team of engineers is working on something revolutionary. At a time when most surveillance systems still rely on analog videotape recorders, they need sample footage that will showcase their DVR system's ability to capture clear, detailed video of real-world scenarios. Litcharty pretending to rob a warehouse, various security scenarios, typical workplace situations, but they want something more engaging, something that will capture viewers' attention and demonstrate the system's capabilities in a memorable way. Laronix is creating digital video recorders that can capture, store, and replay security footage with unprecedented clarity, but they face a challenge that every tech company knows well. How do you demonstrate the capabilities of your product to potential clients? They set up a cubicle with broken computer equipment, monitors, and keyboards that are no longer functional, and the plan is simple. Capture a realistic-looking security camera view of an employee losing control. No valuable equipment will be harmed in the making of this demonstration. Just old, discarded technology that's already served its purpose. How do you show people what your technology can do in a way that's memorable and compelling? Everyone who works with computers has felt that moment of frustration when technology fails them. There's something inherently funny about watching someone destroy a computer, even when it's staged. Everyone has wanted, at least once, to take their anger out on an unresponsive machine. Peter Jankowski, the company's chief technology officer, and Vinny Licciardi, the shipping manager, are brainstorming ideas for promotional videos. He types, he clicks. He appears to be having a typical day at the office. Then frustration begins to build, slowly, naturally, like storm clouds gathering on the horizon. They've already filmed several demonstration clips. They're creating a template without knowing it, establishing conventions that will influence internet culture for generations. A startled coworker's head briefly appears over the cubicle wall, witnessing the destruction with wide-eyed surprise. And Real Player, the most popular media software of the time, they burn the video onto promotional CDs, along with company brochures, and hand them out at trade shows. They have no idea they just created what will become one of the most influential pieces of digital content in internet history. The resolution is 352 by 240 pixels, which is considered excellent quality for 1996. Licciardi gets up and kicks the broken monitor across the floor, completing his moment of cathartic rage, like a seed carried by the wind to fertile ground, and send it to friends and colleagues. They upload it to early file-sharing networks and bulletin board systems, the brief appearance of a witness to the chaos. Email servers crash under the weight of the 5-megabyte file as people forward it to their contact lists, because something about it demands to be shared. The video is too large for many email systems to handle efficiently. Whatever the reason, they decide to share it. They're accidentally establishing the visual language that will define viral content for decades to come. They watch the demonstration clips, including the disgruntled employee scenario, and something about Vinny Licciardi's performance resonates with them. Each strike more forceful than the last. That's when Licciardi suggests playing a disgruntled employee. The idea resonates immediately, like a bell ringing in perfect harmony. They decide to create a scenario that will be both relatable and visually dramatic. An office worker having a complete meltdown with his computer. It's a universal experience wrapped in a compelling visual narrative. The production is, in Licciardi's words, pretty ad hoc. Jankowski directs while Licciardi prepares for his performance. They're using an analog video camera. The first take doesn't work. The crew can't stop laughing at Licciardi's exaggerated performance, breaking the serious tone they're trying to achieve. The second take is perfect. The video opens with Licciardi sitting in his cubicle, apparently working normally. He slaps the monitor, gently at first, then with increasing intensity. He pounds the keyboard with growing frustration. Finally, he snaps. He picks up the keyboard and swings it like a baseball bat, smashing his old CRT monitor off the desk with a satisfying crash. 27 seconds of pure, relatable computer frustration. But here's what makes this moment historically significant. They're not just creating a promotional video. The surveillance camera aesthetic, the sub-30-second runtime, the angry freakout in a mundane setting, the unhinged destruction of property. After filming, they convert the video to MPEG-1 format, choosing this compression method for optimal compatibility with Windows Media Player. The file size is approximately 5 megabytes, large for the era but manageable for their intended distribution method. The Bad Day video is just one of several demonstration clips showcasing their DVR technology, a simple business tool designed to show potential customers what their system can capture. Then they largely forget about it. Somewhere, someone receives one of those promotional CDs. Maybe they've had their own bad day with technology. Maybe they recognize the universal frustration of dealing with unresponsive computers. Maybe they just find it funny. They copy the file from the CD to their computer. They attach it to an email. The video begins its journey into the digital wild, like a message in a bottle cast into the vast ocean of the early internet. At first, its spread is slow and organic, but people keep sharing it anyway. As badday.mpg begins its journey through the primitive internet of 1997, something remarkable is happening. Without algorithms, without social media platforms, without any of the infrastructure we associate with viral content today, this 27-second clip is achieving global reach through pure human behavior. A world where sharing required intention, patience, and genuine enthusiasm for the content being shared. To understand how this was possible, we must examine the unique ecosystem of the early internet. No YouTube, no Facebook, no Twitter. This creates a branching network of distribution, with each person becoming a node in an organic sharing system. It's word of mouth for the digital age. Personal recommendations, carrying content from friend to friend. The World Wide Web is barely 4 years old, and most people still connect through dial-up modems that screech and hiss as they establish connections. Corporate IT departments receive complaints about crashed servers and bandwidth overuse. It's a more technical process than today's one-click sharing, but it's also more intentional. The Internet of 1997 is a very different place from the one we know today. Compressed versions appear, optimized for easier sharing. The 416 kilobyte bad day. Everyone who works with computers has felt the frustration that Vinnie Licciardi portrays. More people than ever are dealing with the daily frustrations of early computing. Crashed systems, lost files, unresponsive software. It's funny, relatable, and slightly shocking. Parodies emerge. with people creating their own versions of computer destruction videos. His site features screen grabs with red circles highlighting supposed inconsistencies, the unplugged computer cables, Licciardi's occasional smile during his rage. It provides social currency, a way for people to demonstrate their awareness of internet culture and their ability to find interesting content. Every frame becomes significant, every detail potentially meaningful. The video arrives at the exact moment when its message will resonate with the largest possible audience. For years, nobody knows who the angry office worker really is or where the video came from. This uncertainty adds to its appeal, making it feel like a genuine piece of found footage rather than a staged performance. It shows that viral success depends not on production values or marketing budgets. Vinny Licciardi wasn't trying to become an internet celebrity. Laronix wasn't trying to create viral content. They were simply solving a business problem. It's a reality, spreading one shared file at a time. It has shown the world what's possible in this new digital landscape, where a 27-second clip created in a small Colorado office can reach millions of people around the globe. But they did it in a way that resonated with fundamental human experiences, but on the ability to tap into shared human experiences and emotions. The video provides a cathartic release, a vicarious experience of doing what we've all wanted to do but never dared. If anything, it adds to its legend, providing a human face to what had become an internet icon. The surveillance camera aesthetic makes it feel authentic, even though it's staged. It reveals how content can evolve and adapt as it spreads, with compressed versions and remixes extending its reach. The progression from normal work to explosive rage follows a narrative arc that feels satisfying and complete. MPG file becomes the standard, small enough to email, but large enough to maintain the video's impact. Yet within these constraints, badday.mpg finds ways to spread, like water finding cracks in stone. Sites like Usenet newsgroups, computer forums, and early web communities become gathering places where people share interesting files they've discovered. The primary vector is email. People receive the video as an attachment and forward it to everyone in their contact lists. But email has limitations. The 5 megabyte file size of the original video is enormous for 1997. Many email servers handle attachments that large, so the video evolves, adapting to its environment like a digital organism. Early web forums and bulletin board systems provide another distribution channel. The video also spreads through early file-sharing networks. Peer-to-peer systems like IRC allow users to transfer files directly between computers, bypassing the limitations of email servers. But technology alone doesn't explain the video's success. Something deeper is happening, something that reveals fundamental truths about human psychology and the nature of viral content. Bad Day succeeds because it taps into universal emotions and experiences. It's also perfectly timed. In 1997, personal computers are becoming ubiquitous in offices around the world. The video's format is equally important. At 27 seconds, it's short enough to hold attention, but long enough to tell a complete story. Most importantly, the video is inherently shareable. It's the kind of thing that makes people think, you have to see this. As the video spreads, it begins to generate its own ecosystem of content. Fan sites appear, analyzing every frame and creating elaborate theories about its origins. Web developer Benoit Rigaud becomes one of the video's most dedicated fans, creating a comprehensive website that hosts the file and explores its mysteries. This kind of detailed analysis would become a hallmark of internet culture. The tendency to dissect and examine viral content with scholarly intensity. The video also demonstrates the power of mystery in viral content. When Vinny Licciardi's identity is eventually revealed, it doesn't diminish the video's impact. The success of badday.mpg establishes patterns that will define viral content for decades to come. It demonstrates the importance of timing, format, and shareability. Most importantly, it proves that in the digital age, anyone can create something that captures the world's attention. As 1997 turns to 1998, badday.mpg continues its journey through cyberspace, inspiring countless imitators and establishing the template for viral video content. The age of viral media is no longer a possibility. As badday.mpg begins its journey through the primitive internet of 1997, something remarkable is happening. Without algorithms, without social media platforms, without any of the infrastructure we associate with viral content today, this 27-second clip is achieving global reach through pure human behavior. A world where sharing required intention, patience, and genuine enthusiasm for the content being shared. To understand how this was possible, we must examine the unique ecosystem of the early internet. No YouTube, no Facebook, no Twitter. This creates a branching network of distribution, with each person becoming a node in an organic sharing system. It's word of mouth for the digital age. Personal recommendations, carrying content from friend to friend. The World Wide Web is barely 4 years old, and most people still connect through dial-up modems that screech and hiss as they establish connections. Corporate IT departments receive complaints about crashed servers and bandwidth overuse. It's a more technical process than today's one-click sharing, but it's also more intentional. The internet of 1997 is a very different place from the one we know today. Compressed versions appear, optimized for easier sharing. The 416 kilobyte bad day. Everyone who works with computers has felt the frustration that Vinny Licciardi portrays. More people than ever are dealing with the daily frustrations of early computing. Crashed systems, lost files, unresponsive software. It's funny, relatable, and slightly shocking. Parodies emerge, with people creating their own versions of computer destruction videos. His site features screen grabs with red circles highlighting supposed inconsistencies, the unplugged computer cables, Licciardi's occasional smile during his rage. It provides social currency, a way for people to demonstrate their awareness of internet culture and their ability to find interesting content. Every frame becomes significant, every detail potentially meaningful. The video arrives at the exact moment when its message will resonate with the largest possible audience. For years, nobody knows who the angry office worker really is or where the video came from. This uncertainty adds to its appeal, making it feel like a genuine piece of found footage rather than a staged performance. It shows that viral success depends not on production values or marketing budgets. Vinny Licciardi wasn't trying to become an internet celebrity. Laronix wasn't trying to create viral content. They were simply solving a business problem. It's a reality, spreading one shared file at a time. It has shown the world what's possible in this new digital landscape. where a 27-second clip created in a small Colorado office can reach millions of people around the globe. But they did it in a way that resonated with fundamental human experiences, but on the ability to tap into shared human experiences and emotions. The video provides a cathartic release, a vicarious experience of doing what we've all wanted to do but never dared. If anything, it adds to its legend, providing a human face to what had become an internet icon. The surveillance camera aesthetic makes it feel authentic, even though it's staged. It reveals how content can evolve and adapt as it spreads, with compressed versions and remixes extending its reach. The progression from normal work to explosive rage follows a narrative arc that feels satisfying and complete. MPG file becomes the standard, small enough to email, but large enough to maintain the video's impact. Yet within these constraints, badday.mpg finds ways to spread, like water finding cracks in stone. Sites like Usenet newsgroups, computer forums, and early web communities become gathering places where people share interesting files they've discovered. The primary vector is email. People receive the video as an attachment and forward it to everyone in their contact lists. But email has limitations. The 5-megabyte file size of the original video is enormous for 1997. Many email servers handle attachments that large, so the video evolves, adapting to its environment like a digital organism. Early web forums and bulletin board systems provide another distribution channel. The video also spreads through early file-sharing networks. Peer-to-peer systems like IRC allow users to transfer files directly between computers, bypassing the limitations of email servers. But technology alone doesn't explain the video's success. Something deeper is happening, something that reveals fundamental truths about human psychology and the nature of viral content. Bad Day succeeds because it taps into universal emotions and experiences. It's also perfectly timed. In 1997, personal computers are becoming ubiquitous in offices around the world. The video's format is equally important. At 27 seconds, it's short enough to hold attention, but long enough to tell a complete story. Most importantly, the video is inherently shareable. It's the kind of thing that makes people think, you have to see this. As the video spreads, it begins to generate its own ecosystem of content. Fan sites appear, analyzing every frame and creating elaborate theories about its origins. Web developer Benoit Rigaud becomes one of the video's most dedicated fans, creating a comprehensive website that hosts the file and explores its mysteries. This kind of detailed analysis would become a hallmark of internet culture. The tendency to dissect and examine viral content with scholarly intensity. The video also demonstrates the power of mystery in viral content. When Vinny Lichardi's identity is eventually revealed, it doesn't diminish the video's impact. The success of badday.mpg establishes patterns that will define viral content for decades to come. It demonstrates the importance of timing, format, and shareability. Most importantly, it proves that in the digital age, anyone can create something that captures the world's attention. As 1997 turns to 1998, badday.mpg continues its journey through cyberspace, inspiring countless imitators and establishing the template for viral video content. The age of viral media is no longer a possibility. As we rest in the gentle glow of our screens tonight, it's worth reflecting on what the story of the first viral video reveals about human nature itself, about our fundamental need to connect, to share experiences, and to find meaning in the digital spaces we've created together. The success of badday.mpg and the dancing baby wasn't really about technology. It was about something much deeper and more enduring. To help them understand something important. To simply say, "I thought of you when I saw this." These early viral phenomena succeeded because they tapped into emotions and experiences that transcend any particular platform or device. Think about the last time you shared something online. What motivated you? Was it the desire to make someone laugh, to show them something beautiful? These are the same impulses that drove people to forward grainy video files through email in 1997. The same human needs that have driven storytelling and cultural sharing for thousands of years. There was something almost magical about watching this digital infant dance with such enthusiasm. It reminded us of the wonder and playfulness that technology could enable. They showed us that the internet could be more than just a repository of information. It could be a medium for entertainment, art, and emotional expression. Each person who forwarded badday.mpg to a friend was helping to establish the norms and expectations of digital sharing. They showed us something we hadn't seen before, something that challenged our expectations of what digital content could be. The dancing baby succeeded because it was pure joy made visible, a moment of unexpected delight that people wanted to share with others. Virality was a shipping manager. The dancing baby emerged from software testing, but they understood something fundamental about human nature that many professional content creators missed. As the barriers to entry lowered and more people could participate in digital culture, it had to connect with people on an emotional level. It had to make them feel something worth sharing. From the way we think about online privacy to the way we understand digital fame, we want to laugh together, to be surprised together, to feel less alone in the world. They showed us that the internet could be a place of joy, creativity, and shared experience, to find common ground, to participate in something larger than ourselves. As we've developed algorithms and analytics to understand viral success, it's easy to lose sight of these fundamental human elements. The video provided cathartic release, a safe way to experience and share those feelings of technological frustration. Every meme, every viral video, every piece of content that captures our attention and compels us to pass it along to others. They remind us that at its best, viral culture is about sharing joy, understanding, and connection. The ways you've used technology to reach out to others and say, "I thought you might enjoy this." Bad Day resonated because it gave form to a universal frustration. Everyone who worked with computers had felt that moment of rage when technology failed them. How we discovered that technology could amplify our capacity for connection and creativity. But perhaps most importantly, both videos succeeded because they were genuinely surprising. Who understood that the true power of digital technology lies not in the devices themselves, but in their ability to bring us together. Every time the internet reminds us that despite all our differences, we share common experiences and emotions. In an era when most online content was text-based, when images loaded slowly and videos were rare, these moving pictures felt like glimpses of the future. The people who shared these early viral videos weren't just distributing files. They were participating in the creation of a new form of culture. They were teaching the internet how to be social, how to be human. This human element is what separated truly viral content from mere technical demonstrations. It wasn't enough for something to be technically impressive or well-produced. The creators of the most successful early viral content often had no formal training in entertainment or media. They understood that authenticity matters more than polish, that relatability matters more than production values, that emotional connection matters more than technical perfection. This understanding would become increasingly important as viral culture evolved, as platforms emerged that made content creation and sharing easier. The lessons learned from these early viral phenomena would influence everything that followed, from the design of social media platforms to the strategies of content creators. But perhaps the most important lesson is this: viral culture is fundamentally about human connection. It's about our desire to share experiences. The technology changes, the platforms evolve, the formats shift, but the underlying human needs remain constant. The first viral videos succeeded because they fulfilled these needs in ways that felt new and exciting. As we've built more sophisticated platforms and tools for sharing, but they remain at the heart of everything we share online. The story of the first viral video is really the story of how we learned to be human in digital spaces. It's a story that continues to unfold every time someone shares something that makes them smile, every time a piece of content brings people together. The dancing baby and the frustrated office worker may seem quaint by today's standards, but they represent something timeless and essential about human nature. As you prepare for sleep tonight, consider the videos and images you've shared recently, the moments of digital connection you've participated in. You're participating in a tradition that began with those early internet pioneers, people who saw something remarkable and felt compelled to share it. As we near the end of our gentle journey through viral video history, it's remarkable to consider how the seeds planted by a dancing baby and a frustrated office worker continue to grow and flourish in our digital world today. They all trace their lineage back to those pioneering moments in the 1990s when the internet first learned to laugh, to rage, and to wonder together. Every TikTok video that makes you smile, every YouTube clip that you can't help but share, every meme that perfectly captures a feeling you couldn't put into words. The template established by badday.mpg can be seen in countless viral videos that followed. The short format that respects our limited attention. The relatable scenario that makes us think that could be me. The moment of cathartic release that provides emotional satisfaction. Think about the viral videos that have captured your attention over the years. David after dentist. But the most successful viral content still emerges from the same place it always has. Genuine human creativity and authentic emotional expression. But the fundamental human behaviors that drive viral sharing remain unchanged. The technology has become more sophisticated, but our motivations remain beautifully, recognizably human. Charlie bit my finger. Keyboard cat. Grumpy cat. But they did it with creativity, authenticity, and an understanding of human nature that resonated far beyond their original intentions. A small tech company in Colorado, a software testing file. That cultural significance doesn't require massive budgets or corporate backing. That the most powerful content often comes from the most genuine places. To think that viral success requires professional production values, marketing strategies, and algorithmic optimization. A shipping manager who agreed to pretend to destroy a computer. It's what made them memorable, when more polished productions were quickly forgotten. From people who had something genuine to share and found creative ways to share it. But the most important element of viral success remains the same as it was in 1997. The ability to tap into shared human experiences every time you pass along a video that perfectly captures a feeling and continues with every piece of content that brings us together in laughter, wonder, or understanding. Every time you participate in the collective joy of viral culture, you're continuing the tradition started by those early internet pioneers and emotions. To create something that makes people think, you have to see this. Reminder that authenticity and human connection matter more than technical perfection. It can only be earned through authentic connection with human emotions and experiences. Each one follows patterns established by those early pioneers, even if their creators never consciously studied the originals. They're short enough to hold attention, but complete enough to tell a story. They tap into universal emotions and experiences. They're inherently shareable because they make us feel something worth passing along to others. A reminder that at its best, technology serves to amplify our humanity rather than replace it. Every video that makes us smile for reasons we can't quite articulate. Every digital creation that reminds us of the joy and wonder that technology can enable. But because they captured something true about human experience and presented it in a way that felt fresh and compelling, the dancing baby's influence is equally pervasive. Its spirit lives on in every piece of content that succeeds through pure, inexplicable charm. But perhaps most importantly, these early viral phenomena established the fundamental truth that viral success can't be manufactured. Companies spend millions trying to create viral content. Algorithms analyze millions of data points trying to predict what will spread. The platforms have evolved dramatically since 1997. We've moved from email attachments to YouTube, from bulletin boards to TikTok, from dial-up connections to high-speed streaming. We still share things that make us laugh, that surprise us, that help us feel connected to others, that give us something to talk about. The story of the first viral video also reminds us that the most significant cultural moments often emerge from the most unexpected places. None of these people set out to change internet culture. They were simply doing their jobs, solving problems, creating content for specific purposes. This is perhaps the most hopeful lesson of early viral culture, that anyone, anywhere, can create something that touches millions of people. As social media platforms have grown more sophisticated and commercialized, it's easy to forget this fundamental truth. But the history of viral content suggests otherwise. The most enduring and influential viral phenomena have always emerged from authentic human expression. The dancing baby and badday.mpg succeeded not because they were perfectly crafted or strategically distributed. This authenticity is what separated them from the countless other pieces of content that were technically superior but emotionally hollow. As we continue to create and share content in our increasingly connected world, these early viral phenomena serve as both inspiration and reminder. Inspiration that anyone can create something meaningful. The internet has given us unprecedented tools for creativity and sharing. Every time you share something that makes you smile, you're part of an ongoing conversation about what it means to be human in the digital age. A conversation that began with a dancing baby and a frustrated office worker. The first viral video may have been created accidentally. but its legacy is intentional and enduring. As our peaceful journey through viral video history draws to a close, it's worth reflecting on the beautiful paradox at the heart of this story. The most significant revolution in human communication began not with grand proclamations or corporate strategies. MPG succeeded because they reminded us that technology, at its best, is not about the devices themselves. It's easy to forget that the most powerful force in digital culture remains the same as it was in 1997. Genuine, human enthusiasm for something worth sharing. But about the connections they enable, the experiences they help us share, the ways they allow us to reach across digital space and touch each other's lives. Our desire to connect, to share experiences, to participate in something larger than ourselves. Hope that in our increasingly connected world, authentic human expression can still break through the noise. That creativity and genuine emotion can still capture global attention. That anyone, anywhere, can create something that touches millions of lives. The videos that made you laugh when you needed it most. The memes that perfectly captured feelings you couldn't express. The digital moments that reminded you of our shared humanity. When we discovered that digital spaces could be places of joy, creativity, and connection, you are part of this ongoing story, a participant in the gentle revolution that transforms individual creativity into collective culture. Badday.mpg still circulates among those who remember the early days of viral culture. They serve as digital artifacts of a time when the internet was young and everything seemed possible, a testament to humanity's endless capacity for creativity, connection, and joy. But with simple acts of sharing, with people saying to their friends, "You have to see this." We want to laugh together, to be surprised together, to feel less alone in the vast digital landscape we've created. From shipping managers who agree to pretend to destroy computers. In every act of digital sharing that says, "I thought of you when I saw this," quietly hosting the millions of videos, images, and digital creations that connect us all, carrying forward the legacy of that first dancing baby and frustrated office worker, reminding us that in the digital age, we are never truly alone. From software testers who create dancing babies, from all of us who find something remarkable and feel compelled to share it, the dancing baby and bad day, in our current age of sophisticated algorithms and targeted content, of influencer marketing and viral strategies. Every viral phenomenon, from the earliest dancing baby to the latest TikTok trend, succeeds because it taps into this fundamental human impulse. The technology continues to evolve, the platforms change, the formats shift, but the underlying human needs remain constant. The story of the first viral video is ultimately a story about hope. It's a reminder that the most meaningful content doesn't come from focus groups or market research, but from real people expressing genuine emotions and experiences. As you rest tonight, consider the viral content that has brought joy to your life. Each of these experiences connects you to a tradition that began in the 1990s, when the internet first learned to be social. The revolution continues with every share, every like, every moment when someone discovers something wonderful and decides to pass it along. The dancing baby still dances somewhere in the vast archives of the internet, but their true legacy lives on in every piece of content that brings us together, in every viral moment that reminds us of our shared experiences and emotions. The first viral video may have been created by accident, but the culture it helped create is intentional and enduring. Sweet dreams, and may your rest be as peaceful as the gentle hum of servers around the world. As you drift towards sleep, imagine the vast network of connections that surrounds us. Millions of people around the world sharing moments of joy, creativity, and wonder. Vinny Lasardi's moment of computer rage still brings smiles to those who discover it. And somewhere, right now, someone is creating the next piece of content that will bring the world together in laughter or wonder. Each click, each share, each gentle laugh contributing to the ongoing story of human connection in the digital age. And the world, in turn, can touch us all, but in the hearts and minds of people who find something remarkable and feel compelled to share it. A participant in humanity's greatest experiment in connection and creativity. A member of the global community that transforms individual moments into collective culture. The dancing baby still dances in the quiet corners of the internet. The revolution that began with a simple business demonstration and a software testing file continues, not in boardrooms or marketing departments. And dream of the wonders yet to be shared. Rest well, knowing that you are part of this beautiful, ongoing story. The first viral video taught us that in the digital age, anyone can touch the world. Sleep peacefully.